Mic'd up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our nightly edition of Yankees Coast to Coast. All right, you got to play that music. If we don't play the music, something's wrong. Okay, so I'm Adam Schneider, and I'm with my favorite co-host
Where?
and sexual
Where?
predator, Mike Miller,
What'd you call me? What kind
and
of predator?
sexual.
Oh,
Um, so anyway, we just want to talk sports, talk Yankees. Great win today. Love it. 2 games in a row. The starting pitching is exactly who said this. The Yanks are going to live and die this year by their starting.
mhm.
It's the offense is just is a good, very interesting offense. Well, I don't want to say that. A very productive offense at times, but also because of the design, you see what happens. They are also susceptible to you know you know blackouts and
Blackouts.
uh,
Blackouts. Nice.
so the pitching is going to be the key. This is a game the Yankees normally would lose
I don't agree
because
with that. I
because I
don't
think
agree with
no,
that.
let me finish. I think that the reason why they would lose this game in the past is they don't tack on, and the other teams come back slowly by being aggressive against their starters late and their bullpen, and that they've lost a lot of games like this the last couple of years because of the failure to get those extra runs. I was mad that they didn't score those 2 runs tonight because I was really or today because I really thought they were going to need them to against this team, but this team does his offense is unusual to me. I don't see not a lot of fear here, though. I do find Devers very different with this team when he doesn't have Yankee Stadium and Fenway Park to play in. I mean, it just seems like
I
he's
don't
a
know.
different guy. In
He hit 31 homers last year, knocked in almost 100 runs, and hit whatever he hit. It's Devers has, and when he was with the Yankees, other than Chapman, he had trouble with a high fastball.
yeah,
So it's Chapman and Cole. So it was typical Devers. He'll be fine. I do think the Giants' offense is lacking. I mean, you got this a similar problem the Yankees have. They have a leadoff hitter who doesn't strike out, but they've got a two-hitter who strikes out 150, 60 times. They've got a three-hitter in Devers, who's a good hitter, a four-hitter in Adames, who's going to strike out 180 times. I mean, they've got some challenges, and they don't have very deep offense.
yeah.
So as far as the
Well,
pitching
I
goes,
just look at the bottom half. They seem very good. They're 2, 3, and 4. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters seem to scare me a little bit. I mean, Ramos too. But what about I just don't see much out of Bader, Bailey, and Schmidt. Is there a lot of hope for those guys? And their Arias is not going to hit for power,
they don't
but
want him to. They just want him to get on
get
base.
on base.
Chapman hitting second instead of Lee hitting second, who's more of a contact hitter, is a little bit of a surprise from my perspective. They're
Hmm.
also counting on Casey Schmidt. And again, I'll say the same thing I said the other day. How bad of a first baseman is Devers that Casey Schmidt, who did look good over there, but is playing first
Hmm.
base for only his 13th time in the majors.
Yeah.
So who knows? As far as the Yankees go, I don't think the problem with the Yankees is going to be Fried, Schlittler, and Warren. It's going to be Cole coming back, Rodon coming back, Heel, and Weathers. And then, like every team, there are injury issues that they could have. And you have a couple of guys in Fried and Heel who pitched the high innings that they've ever pitched as a major leaguer. And Schlittler, like I said the other day, his progression has been fine. He pitched 140 or so innings last year. So if he gets to 160, 170, that's the normal progression. And then Warren, of course, exploded as well as far as number of innings. So that's the challenge. And then they're counting on the two guys coming back from injury. But it's the bullpen, which has been really good so far in 2 games. That is also a question, but they haven't really needed to reach into the bullpen early, and we'll see what happens. I'm
Mhm.
sure they'll lose tomorrow because I'm going to the game. I'll be the human jinx, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you
Um,
had to love him tonight. I'm looking at
oh
everything.
yeah,
How about Doval? I
I
mean,
think
3 strikeouts. He struck out, comes in, strikes out the side.
right.
Um,
Duvall threw strikes, which is why I said he needed to pitch the first game to get that out of his system. Right.
yeah, it was great. It really
Cruz
was.
was
It
good. Schlittler
and
got
then
up
Schlittler. I
that they
mean, I
followed.
think Schlittler pitches 2 more innings in this game, 3 more innings. He has 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, but he's only,
Um,
he's missed the whole that he
yeah,
threw into the sixth. was his economy of pitches because normally Schlittler 68 pitches, which he threw today, is going to get him into the fifth inning. I mean, he threw 68 pitches in 5 1/3, which is 13, 14 pitches an inning, which is better than he normally is. But if that's the way he's going to pitch, it'll be great. And then Bednar, he walked a guy, but it was a long at bat for Chapman. But they didn't hit, but they did hit. They got 2 big hits from the 2 big guys, and
that's it. That's what they do.
I do think
that's what they do.
As I said before the game, I find it amusing that the 2 guys who knocked in 2 runs each on opening day, one guy probably had his best game as a Yankee in McMahon, both sat against the lefty. You got a $22 million platoon center fielder. I mean, if you're going to pay $22 million, why not just let Dominguez be the guy and let Grichuk platoon with him? It's the gift that never stops giving, this stupid contract.
Well, he said something here. They said something early in the game that they were worried because they didn't have a lot of lefties coming in. So they were
there's no lefties. There's no lefties in Seattle.
So they wanted to get Goldschmidt and Grichuk some at bats because they felt they could go stale. Rosario and those guys getting him.
Well, Rosario from McMahon didn't bother me as much, quite frankly, because how Rosario is a lefty eater. So, I mean, that's not that big a deal. Batting him fifth, I thought, was an interesting choice. They broke up their right, left combination to put Rosario right behind Stanton. But, it was an interesting choice. I know they're not going to see anybody, but you know what? If Grisham has a good game, you got to play him. This is why they don't win in the playoffs, but that's 160 games away if they make the playoffs. So I just don't
think
like
because they mess around with the lineup all the time.
Yeah, they mess around with the lineup based on analytics, not by what's going on the field. And then you also get, I bet you, if they don't hit tomorrow or they don't hit on Monday when they're in Seattle, I guarantee you everybody and their mother, except for the players, Boone will say it, and the announcers will say it, and all the writers will say it, but the players won't say it. They'll say, oh, it's hard to get into a rhythm with all these days off. Well, why are they giving them all these days off when they don't have to? So it's a bad way to start a season. Obviously, I'm out here in the Bay Area, so I got to watch the Giants coverage of this thing. And what was most interesting is during the pregame show, they really took a couple of pot shots at Major League Baseball.
For the opening day?
Yeah, their John Miller's situation was that he got up there and he made a whole speech about how for over 100 years, the Giants have had their opening home game be a day game since way back when they were in New York. And thanks to Major League Baseball, they opened at night on Wednesday. So they called this opening day all day.
Really? That's nice.
And they really popped into it. And Kruk and Kipe also did the same thing during the course of the game. So it was like little, it's not subliminal, but certainly, what's the word I'm looking for? Passive aggressive, if not just straight out blatant pot shots at Major League Baseball by the Giants announcers. Not to mention the fact that their combined age of their announcers is 297 between John Miller, Piper, and Krukow. John Miller refers to
Joe Ostie. They probably would know.
Joe Ostie would fit in perfect there. But what's interesting is during the pregame show, Miller on 2 occasions referred to them as the 1926 San Francisco Giants.
They were a great team, man. They were a great team.
26 New York Giants? I don't know. And then you also had during the game Kuiper, who, like I said, I saw yesterday. He kept not paying attention and talking about when Grichuk was up with his first at bat, they kept referring to him as Wells. It was like listening to a little bit of Phil Rizzuto. It was very funny. The fact that they didn't know about and didn't say anything about Schlittler's back and his slow spring training, that's on them and their producers for not preparing them. There was a lot of little things that as a Yankee fan, I'm like, what? They missed this stuff. They didn't miss it about the Giants, but they missed it about the Yankees, which is disappointing. And I can imagine how non-Yankee fans feel or felt when they listened to Rizzuto and Sterling. But
Yeah.
other
Well,
than
just so
that,
you know, I just want to bring
it was
this
a
up.
boring game, to be honest with you.
It
Boring in the
wasn't
sense of
very
the half.
exciting. It wasn't exciting. But I do want to say that I do appreciate John Miller, and I'm going to tell him the 26 Giants finished 74 and 80. They finished sixth in the National League. John McGraw was the manager, and it was the beginning of a down period for the Giants as the Yankees began to take over the city. They began to lose their prominence after winning 21 to 24. So, you know. I think
Hey,
shouting
at
out
least
the great
at least
John
the
McGraw.
Giants won't go 74 and 80 because it's only 154 games. They may not play 162, but they're not playing 154.
That is true. And then next year they're going to play maybe 0 games. So
Yeah, well, that's for another day.
that's for another day. But anyway, a good day.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
a bit boring.
the
Both games
challenges
were
worked
a little
well,
bit
right?
boring.
Wait, Wells won his challenge. Judge
Yeah.
won his. Oh, the Giants announcers hate the challenge system. Hate it.
Well, what I don't like is why it takes so long. I was like, why is it? It was very fast the other night.
Yeah, it
Tonight,
took
it
a
was
lot
like,
longer today. Maybe it was a
what's going
Netflix
on?
thing.
Yeah, the network thing. I just
No,
I couldn't believe it. They kept going, waiting and waiting. I'm
yeah,
thinking they can't be
I
faster
just,
than
you know
this.
how I feel. I mean, it's better than not having the system,
I
but
love it. I'm
I think
happy.
they should just have it on every pitch and call it a day. Bottom.
I think that's where it's going, but I think
It
that
better.
they don't want to take the AI hit on humanity again. So they're going to
Not an
say
AI
that
hit on humanity. It's a
no, it is because it's
what's funny.
it's not it's artificial intelligence. It's the essence of AI taking over for human umpires. So
Not
I
AI. It's not AI because it's not making things up. It's just it's there's technology where the like in tennis. Tennis has had it since the 90s, if not the 80s.
yes.
So why can't baseball have it?
All right, I would. Well, you and I can have a debate on the power of AI and what it is and what it
Well, I don't
isn't
think that's
another time.
AI. I think that's because that's just reading where something is. AI is you ask it a question and provides you an answer. This is
Hmm.
technology where it's is it in the box or not in the box? It's a simple yes no, and
Yeah,
it's based on actual physical evidence. It's not asking AI a question like how do I add a second owner to my YouTube channel and getting an
yeah,
answer.
yeah.
So and then
Did that work?
that's
Did it give you? I'm so glad it helped. Thank you, Jen. Actually, I would say move away from ChatGPT. The better service is Claude. Claude is the one that I would
is
suggest. There's my,
Claude with a
there's my plug.
CLAW or CLAUDE?
CLAUDE. And no offense to chat. I do like it. It's fine. I have both. I use one for like little short, quick, tidbits of information, and one for really beautiful reports. One's very good at writing up.
I use it for next to nothing because I don't really have any real work that I have to do. So
I know it's hard being retired. You're a sad man. Sad, sad man.
I
How many
know
golf
today's the
games
first
this
day this
week?
week I didn't play golf
4 or 5? Oh my God, I feel for you, man. I haven't played golf
ever.
ever.
Well, I
So,
have listen. My day tomorrow starts with a golf tournament at 8 a.m. and then off to the Yankees and the Giants
oh
at
Jesus.
Pac at wait. It's at Pac Bell ATT SBC Global Oracle Park.
Now, when you play in the tournament, do you do this and you go, "Hey,
It's
my
broke.
arm,"
My arm,
and
it's
then you
broke.
take
No, I
did
did
you take
yesterday. I
somebody
pulled
else? Did
it.
you take Danny
My
Noonan?
son Max actually has a Billy Baru putter from the movie, and then the other half of the equation is I always say I never slice because I slice everything.
Hey, Whitey, where's my $50? I owe you nothing.
You'll get
One of the great movies of all
folding. You'll
time.
get nothing like it.
You get the Spalding.
Do you get
I'll have.
a
I'm working on a
cheeseburger?
band. I'm working on a sale of a property called the Spalding Mansion here in Riverdale, and we call it both. The buyer is a big fan, and we keep calling it the Smales Mansion.
Good
These
job. I like your
Smales.
buyer. You got good clients.
Good God.
Despite your best efforts, you got good clients.
I can't believe it. Well, you know how it is. I got a real good client. Anywho, so on that note, let's finish up. We'll come back tomorrow after the game. But it
Well,
was a good one, a good day for the Yankees.
you
2 and
may
0
be alone
start.
tomorrow because I'll be in transit.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go up. We'll just have that conversation.
Okay.
We'll set it up tomorrow, see what happens. But it's supposed to be, our whole idea is we're gonna talk to you guys and see if we can entertain a little bit.
And look at our
Uh,
YouTube channel for past shows where we have a little bit more meat and potatoes than just this post game. And this game didn't really have much in it other than to discuss the lineup and the fact that it's 3-0. It was a nice pitching win, and you got to like it. This is the type of pitching that they got last year in June, and they swooned. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's going to be the fun. That's probably what they're going to have to really stay away from this year. Of all of the years, they need to stay away from that, the Boone swoon in June.
Is mainly on the moon. All right. With that, we're leaving. As we say every time, good luck in prison.
At prison, yes.